football over to America's team. How about those Cowboys? Didn't play so well on Sunday night. Their 11-game winning streak came to an end. Of course, they fell to the Giants 10-7. Jason Garrett was asked if he will stick with Dak Prescott as the starter after that loss. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
We're just focused on Dak playing quarterback for us, and we'll continue to do that in our preparation this week and as we go forward. And he's done a really good job for us up to this point. We've won 11 out of 13 games that he started, and he's handled really every situation as well as he can handle it. So we'll just continue that way. Tony will be in a backup role for us, and he'll be ready to go if he's called upon to play. But Dak's done an outstanding job up to this point. Excited to see him continue to play. You can make it as simple or complex as you want to make it. It's pretty simple for us. Dak's going to play quarterback as we go forward.
Garrett did his best to try to squash all the speculation saying Dak is the guy. Even Jerry came out and said, we're not thinking about putting Romo in. Dak is the guy. But we like to kind of fan the flames. Everybody on the internet was doing it already. Hypothetical, if the Cowboys are losing at halftime to the Buccaneers in their next game, do you pull Dak?
No.
And insert Tony?
No. You're not going to give him a full game now?
Nope.
They won 11 straight games, then they lost to the only team that has beaten. No team in the NFL has beaten Dak or the Cowboys, save one team. One team that's got a vamped up and beefed up defense that, obviously it's disappointing. The way Dak played was disappointing because he played so well and set the bar very high, albeit early in his NFL career. He set a very, very great standard for himself. They set a franchise win record for consecutive wins. It was really impressive. So to sit back and just look back, what if he was 11-2 and those losses came in week 6 and week 1? We wouldn't even be talking about, because it's right now, and because this thing is so immediate, we've all of a sudden now just completely lost our heads and are asking for Tony Romo at halftime? You're not even going to let him make some adjustments and then attack the Buccaneers? Look, this Buccaneers defense, no TDs for Drew Brees for the second time in like 7 years. It happened to be the second week in a row for Drew Brees. They picked him off 3 times. 2 weeks before that, Seattle and that mighty offense only got 5 points off of Tampa Bay. It's going to be a tough game. Do not expect this thing to just completely 180 from the Giants game and Dak's going to have 5 touchdowns. He's not that kind of player. He's not he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not Drew Brees. He's been a guy that has protected the football. That's why last night was so disappointing, matching his season total in interceptions in just last night's game. 2 before that, 2 last night for 4 total. But the reality is this is going to be a tough grind-em-out game against the Buccaneers. You got to give him halftime to make some adjustments and see if he can. Even if they're losing 40-0, which is not going to happen, their defense has picked it up. If it's some crazy, crazy number that they're just getting blown out 40-0, maybe. But because that's not going to happen, I don't care if he's losing at halftime by 15 or 20 points. He's going to get the opportunity to finish out the Tampa game and see what happens. He's earned that right at the very least. I think he's earned a long enough leash to lose to Tampa, still be the starting quarterback, and go into week 15.
Like, in your opinion, you pretty much feel like he should finish out the regular season.
Yes.
Unless something crazy happens, to your point. Even if they lose, if he still takes care of the football, doesn't make too many mistakes, and they still lose, he should be the guy finishing out the regular season after the body of work we've seen leading up to this point.
If you put to Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett, any Cowboy fan for that matter, a piece of paper that they had to sign their name to, and they said, listen, in the first 13 weeks of the Cowboys season, Dak Prescott's going to lead you to 11 wins. If I tell you that, will you sign up for the fact that no matter what, he's going to be your starting quarterback going into the playoffs? They would have signed it in a heartbeat, but that's how momentary and reactionary the business of the NFL is. One bad game, one game where the Cowboys can't get anything going offensively, and now all of a sudden we'd take that piece of paper and just rip it up and throw it away and say, where's Tony? Where's Tony? It's a luxury to have such a veteran, really skilled quarterback like Tony Romo to back up Dak Prescott, but Dak's gotten you here. I don't know that Tony Romo under center would have gotten you to the same exact point, 11-2 through 13 games. I think it's wildly impressive, and I think it's wildly reactionary and knee-jerk to think that now all of a sudden he should have a short leash and be looking over his shoulder.
As much as the organization tries to make this a non-issue, it will be when you have a Tony Romo who makes $18 million.
Especially because it's the Cowboys. It's Jerry Jones.
The Cowboys.
It's Tony Romo. It's
Yeah,
All those factors just amplify everything.
not going away. Romo came out, as we know, with the speech and said it's Dak's team, but this will not go away. We'll see how Dak does handle